To other issues now, and the issue of women from Middle Eastern backgrounds wearing head and in some cases facial coverings has been widely debated in Australia and other countries such as France in recent years. Laws have even been introduced in New South Wales to ensure police have the right to check a person's identity. Now, a local artist originally from Iran is having her say on the issue. She's developing a conceptual video that will screen in Rundle Mall later this year and a photographic exhibition that will be seen in Hindley Street. As Rebecca Bryce reports, they're not Nazim Nazir's first artistic comments on the topic, and they probably would have seen her on the wrong side of the law in her country of origin.
It's Friday night. The front row is reserved, final logistics are being discussed, and the models are being put through their paces. Yes, it's a fashion parade, but not as you may know it. The star of this conceptual art performance is the chador, a black voluminous cloak commonly worn by women in Iran. That's where the artist responsible, Nazim Nazir, is from.
I came to Australia in 2009 and I've been living within a new context, a new culture, looking at women and trying to remember my past life in Iran and see how much things are different.
For some, the show conjures up memories of a volatile country where challenges to authority are often brutally suppressed.
Many women try to have freedom and fight with this culture. Many of them just stay in prison forever, and they've done something, to them. I can never forget it.
It was, of course, close to my particular heart because I grew up in this culture and Iranian, and I understand the frustration of women in Iran.
Others say the performance is more dramatic than the reality.
The real one is not as scary as this one. The first couple of minutes, I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of scared or freaked out. Yeah, that's my point. Tip of the day. The real one is not as scary as this one.
You know what? I loved how they were Tanya Power models, and we didn't know that at the beginning.
To further the experience, the audience is split by gender, in keeping with the practice in Iranian society.
Even when you enter Iran in an airport, you get searched by 3 different lines, and it's kind of giving you sort of a feeling of a touch of what these notions of segregation and discrimination is about. I think it was really powerful, yeah.
Those in the local art scene say Nazim Nazir's work is culturally unique.
Well, it couldn't be presented in Iran for a start. If it was presented elsewhere in the Middle East, it would be seen to be unique because these are not topics to present with film, with video, with performance.
Nazim Nazir was born in Tehran in 1984 in the midst of a war with neighbouring Iraq. In 2006 she graduated from a Tehran university with a graphic design degree. In Iran, painting nudes was her passion, but because that was illegal, they could never be shown. Her parents encouraged her to move to Australia, where her work could be freely exhibited.
I remember my grandmother and all the women in neighborhood, they covered themselves, and in public I used to look at them and then feel like, so what is their beauties? And now in Australia, I remember those moments and I feel like how a woman can be looked at as a form of covering, and how would be the Australian response to this fact?
Nazim Nazir doesn't wear the chador herself, but the image of the long black cloak has infiltrated her work, which focuses on how identity is influenced by culture, language, clothing and appearance. The garment has also influenced Australia. Last week, the New South Wales government approved laws allowing police to remove head coverings to prove identity after a dispute over the identity of a Muslim woman who refused a police request to remove her burqa. Nazim Nazir wants her audience to make up its own mind.
Because it's not the Iranian woman choice. It's just something I'm so emotional,
The artist sees her move to Australia as a rebirth, and that's reflected in her work with the inclusion of goldfish, a Persian symbol of New Year.
I use that goldfish in a plastic bag, which means with water, which means still this goldfish is limit. So to me, it's like I've got all my freedoms, but still I'm limit. It doesn't matter which culture I'm in, I've got my limitations.
But it's not just the artist who's being reborn.
It's very depressing for us to watch it, but we know things will change.
And I'm so glad new generation can talk like this and transfer all these matters to this world.